Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I made very many videos regarding alternative für Deutschland and the attempts, not the attempts, the progress of the government in banning that political party. They will ban it. There's no way around it. They will ban the alternative AfD. That's for sure. I made a ton of videos not because of my affinity with a party or with another party, but because I would like to expose the democracy in Germany. How the German leaders, the guys in charge, don't like democracy when they're threatened to lose the little position they have. In this case, you have Scholz and those traitors, that's how I would call them, who try to ban the alternative for Germany's momentum. They gain popularity too fast. Why? Because these guys' policies are garbage, are not working in the interest of the Deutsche Volk. So let me show you a little bit here of a few videos that I made regarding this issue. And if you look down there, alternative for Germany will be banned. And that was made in what? In 17th of January. And that made more than that. Before that, I made some more. Then on the 18th, right there on January. That's how US took over Europe. US banned sanctions as a different thing. Germany will ban political parties. The US system plan, DeSantis ends presidential run, Trump banned from running, and AfD, banned. I told you Germany debates if to ban AfD to save democracy. Weak people, 186 videos on the word ban I found on my channel. As I explained many times, these guys are working my model, which is the mountain slope model, it works like this. The decision has been made. AfD will be banned. They have to build momentum and they have to create little by little, step by step, until they reach that point. They make the case saying, see, that's against the law. The Constitution allows us. They have the public support. What do you want? We save our republic. That's what they said. We save our country. Okay, so let me show you this article from today that was provided to me by my cousin because he knows I like the subject. And thank you very much. Here it is, Deutsche Welle. Germany's AfD could lose funds for anti-democratic behavior. So right now, with the mountain slope model, they reach at the point where they are talking, how can it be done? Should we do it this way, or that way? Is not the debate is not if they should do it. They're past that. Right now is we need to, because we have to defend our country. So this is the almost last piece in the mountain slope model. The last one is we're going to vote to ban it, or we're going to do something through the constitutional courts. And they're going to make a case in this article. They're going to say, how can we ban it? And they're going to give you some examples how AfD could be banned. They are at it. What's going to happen, my German friends? Are you going to do something about it, or just going to do like these guys when that thing was stolen from someone? Nothing. I don't think you're going to do anything. But hey, who knows? Maybe I've been wrong before, but we'll see. So let's see how these guys find the reasons. What are the reasons? How can they do? What is justification? Germany is deliberating. It's already deliberating over what legal steps can be taken to combat the right-wing populist alternative so they're deliberating over what legal. So they're working on the details. It's right there. Anti-constitutional parties can have their state funding suspended or be, what's the last word over there? Banned. I was right, and I knew I was right. Why? Because I know how these guys are functioning. I know their dynamics. I know their psychology. I don't need to even know. I don't need to, how do you call it, to even know the details much. I know what's their goal. Their goal is a tyrannical goal. So I was thinking, how will these guys achieve that? How will they, win against the alternative for Deutschland? Knowing the way they think, banning it, making it illegal. How they will create that, oh, that's a threat to our national security, and In your name, I will protect your democracy by banning someone from participating in democracy. Sounds logical? Doesn't have to. We got the power, you. Basically, that's what you get. So let's move on. Alternative für Deutschland X. Okay, give a shit about that. Now, we find here that Germany in January 2024, the Alternative for Germany, which the Federal Office for the Prosecution of the Protection, they protect the Constitution, has partially classified as right-wing extremist, is enjoying record heights in opinion polls. Question: in a free world, and someone has a message, and people join that message, what would you do? Well, that's the will of the people. If they vote for that garbage, that's the will of the people. That's the majority rule. Isn't that democracy? No, they don't do that. They say, no, you're idiots. These are bad. We're going to ban it. We are now in power, we're going to stop this growing, snowball rolling down the hill and getting bigger and bigger and smack us in our heads. So it's already for the protection, we have to ban them. To protect democracy, we have to ban democracy. This is Orwellian. At the same time, hundreds of thousands of people, this is how they justify this, gain legitimacy to ban. Hundreds of thousands of people have been taking to the streets to demonstrate against the anti-immigration party. So, who said it should be pro-immigration? Who said that's the default good? Why not anti-immigration is that by default good? Since when? Since when it was determined that immigration is a good thing for Germany? Can other people have a different opinion on that? Preference? In a free world, you might think, yeah. But in Germany, it seems like no. Remember, they said hundreds of thousands of people. Okay, and the rest? They were on the other side. So only 300,000 people marched in Germany. The rest did not march. Why? Because they were with Alternative for Deutschland. No? Yes, that's exactly how it was. You see, you can twist garbage. There were 300,000 people marching. Yeah, but about 81,700,000 were not. Were working and staying home, and they opposed that. They did not participate in the garbage. So you see, that's a big majority that did not support the protesters. That's exactly how it is. Again, let's go back to this garbage. The German Bundestag is also debating how to deal with the AfD. Dealing meaning how can we ban it? How can we make it unpopular? Denigrating it, calling it names, calling it a Nazi, far right, trying to destroy our country, and all the scare tactics they always do. A motion has been submitted by the three governing parliamentary factions: the socialists, the communists, and the communists. When you see social Democrats, Greens are by definition socialists. And then when you see the Democrats, that's socialism. For me at least. And what do you mean free Democrats? Could there be unfree slave Democrats or something? I mean, just take the free out and you're already whatever. Social Democrats. The topic, resilient democracy is in a diverse country. Since when Germany is a diverse country? Since when and why should the German people want to be a diverse country? They are telling us without evidence that diversity is our strength. No, that's not true. I have the right to deny that and say, no, that's not true. That's garbage. Convince me. Since when Germany is a diverse country? Who turned it into a diverse country, and why would the Germans want that? Well, that's for them to answer that. A clear stand against the enemies of democracy. But you are the enemies of democracy by banning a party, goddammit, and their plans of forced displacement or forced banning. Isn't that forced? This was prompted by media. Okay, let's go back. How can a party be banned? We're discussing. This is Deutsche Welle, my friends. This is not Kaparsopa Lipufupu Mupolopo. Deutsche Welle. Next one is going to be Die Welt and Bild and what? How can a party be banned? This is educational. Now let's see. How can we ban them? because they're bad, right? Correct. The last time, so, oh, that's a precedent. Oh, that's going to be much easier. The last time there was an attempt, because we love democracy, an attempt to ban, a party concluded and failed in 2017. But they tried. This time could be successful. Against the nationalist and racist National Democratic Party of Germany. Okay, they labeled it, so they think they destroyed it. Right here. Which has since renamed itself Heimat, homeland. The Constitutional Court appointed judges found at the time that the splinter party was so insignificant that it possesses no threat to democracy and therefore did not ban it. You catch it? If you are big, you're a threat to our boat. You rock the boat. Therefore, that could be a reason to ban you, because that means you are a threat to democracy. Banning you, protecting democracy. It's unbelievable. Isn't democracy the will of the people? So if people want to vote in a certain way, you take them that option away. Who determines that? Other people. So other people who have the same rights, have the same value in a society, determine that other people should not have their option available. You want to buy a Mercedes? Sorry, no Mercedes. You buy BMW instead. But I want a Mercedes. No. Mercedes is bad. Why? Because it cooperated with Adolf. Shit. So did Porsche. Unlike the former NPD, the AfD has been enjoying a wave of popularity. So therefore, see, all this with no popularity is already covered. They can be banned. However, it has only been confirmed let's cry a little bit, as a right-wing extremist in 3 of the German 16 states. So wait for more. Once it reaches momentum, then they're going to ban it. The Federal Constitutional Court has set high hurdles, but we're going to fight, okay, for banning parties. In an interview with Deutsche Welle, Christian Partalos, whatever, an expert. Oh, we got experts now. That's not good. When you got experts and analysts, that means they will say, they try to gain, like, they think we're tards. I'm going to listen to Mr. Christian Pastaloza, like, oh, he's an expert. Let me listen to you. Motherfucker, I probably read 50,000 more books than you ever fucking read. Okay, and I've seen more than you ever see in 50 lives. So why should I listen to you, garbage? Because they say he's an expert. Think like that. I mean, if you really did read a lot, you experience a lot, and you saw weasels a lot, then yeah, let me see what you say, garbage. Let's see. In constitutional law, hey, Alan Dershowitz is an expert professor emeritus at Harvard University in constitutional law. Now that's a guy for you. Explained that one prerequisite was that there must already be a certain probability that the party in question will at some point have enough weight to achieve its goals. So that means they have to make sure that he's popular. So what does it mean? They let you vote for a party as long as that party doesn't get popular? So that's it. That's the prerequisite. If that idea that the majority, the will of the people, will subscribe to, if that more people subscribe to, they will ban it because it becomes too popular. Should not exist. This expert says. Leave alone the idea that it's going to harm the country. I think this guy is Annalena Baerbock, an infantile foreign minister of Deutschland. Scholz, the chancellor, he's a weasel, again, mediocre at best. You got Pistorius, the defense minister. All these guys don't work for Germany. They are a threat to Germany more than AfD would ever be, I think. But hey, let's move on. Now the second one, withholding funds from the AfD. That means we're gonna drown them financially. They will not have money. That means they will just go bankrupt. That is basically, I'm gonna give you funds, but I'm not gonna give you. Why? I don't like you. You're a threat to me. It is easier, see? It is easier, says Padaloni. however, to exclude an anti-constitutional party from state funding. In Germany, parties are financed by membership fees, donations, and tax money. The more votes a party receives in elections, the more it is entitled to receive from the state coffers. For the AfD, this currently amounts to over 10 million euros and then $10.8 million. That's nothing. You gave Ukraine billions of dollars. So 10 million is like, I don't know, Elon Musk's vacation in Tahiti, basically. Jesus Christ. According to the expert, Pastaloza, it would be easier to exclude a party from this kind of funding because of its allegedly unconstitutional goals that ban it. That they are committed to such goals would be enough without having to prove that they have the potential to implement them. So just say they are a threat and that's it. It doesn't matter how big they are. But whether these conditions have already been met is another matter of speculation. This is something that authorities of the Federal Office of the Protection of Constitutional Germany Domestic Intelligence Agency, which has been monitoring the party, and some of its state affiliates know better. So he says that's going to be the court, the judges, some will determine that. Now this is important. Germany's Domestic Intelligence Agency, that's another one that's going to get information because I have an article to show you. So they know which has been monitoring the party. That means they were listening, looking at the party. And let me show you this. See this? This is again from Deutsche Welle. Germany's far right Alternative for Germany can be put under surveillance. This is from 2022, right there. The far-right populist alternative, now here was just populist, not racist yet or Nazi or anything. Alternative for Germany has lost a legal battle against the country's domestic intelligence services. The secret police. Judges, remember they're going to talk about here about the what? The Federal Office for the Protection of Constitution, judges, and the judges here judges ruled that the party can be characterized as suspicious entity. So they're fucked by the intelligence services, they're fucked by the judges, Germany domestic intelligence. Okay. So to do so, the government or parliament would have to submit the relevant motion. The Federal Constitutional Court could then still come to a completely different conclusion. It will not come. Remember here this one. It will not come. Then the intelligence agency. Yeah, right. However, the expert Pastaloza stressed this is unlikely. Yeah. Remember the mountain slope? It's exactly. Now, revoking individuals' basic rights. Oh, do you know that can happen in Germany? I thought if you have a right, the right is not a privilege. And the right was not given by the government. The right was given by a higher entity. The creator, they say. Nature, God, however you want to call that. There's not a government. So if you have that right, like let's say I have the right to life, the government cannot take you the right of life. Here it seems like it can. Unless you commit something. Well, that's to be determined, right? The courts will determine that one. So they can take revoke your basic individual rights. That means they're not rights, they're privileges. Temporary privileges, mind you. Because they could be taken and given whenever they want. Another way to combat perceived enemies of the Constitution, oh my God, would be to revoke basic rights from individuals. This would mean that they would no longer be allowed to run for public office. Sounds familiar, Donald Trump? Yes, that's exactly. Or Imran Khan, because United States of America is at the level of Pakistan. Imran Khan, the former prime minister, is indicted right now. He can't run for premiership for 5 years until the next election and a little bit longer. In the United States, they try to do the same thing with Donald Trump. Well, if he's guilty, yeah, like others are not, and are in office right now. For example, they give us an example that means how to do it. One online petition has been launched recently aiming to prevent the Thuringian AfD right-winger Bjorn Höckle from being able to become state premier in the state elections in September 2024. His party is currently polling well over 30%. That's a threat. Cannot allow the status quo to be changed. Can't rock the boat. However, constitutional law expert, we got this Turk, Azim Semizoglu. That's a Turk guy, okay? I know the names. Sorry, it's a German of Turkish ancestry or origin. Of the University of Leipzig, doubts that Hocke's basic rights can be revoked. The conversation should not even exist, all right? But they talk about it. Why? Mountain slope model. Similar efforts have never been successful. It doesn't mean it wouldn't happen again, that it would be a historical fallacy. Or because it never happened, it can't happen in the future. Like when I was investigating certain cases, they said, he's never had never showed any interest in children. It doesn't mean that it didn't start yesterday or a month before. He was never caught. What kind of argument is that? He's never done it. But nobody did it before the first time. The first time was done. You do it the first time. That means you never done it before. So that's why it's a stupid fallacy. I mean, logical, whatever. However, he does not consider such an attempt to be completely futile. That means, no. It can happen, as it takes less effort to investigate a single person for allegedly being anti-constitutional, and it does too than it does to investigate an entire. So it's easier. So we can do that. They're not talking if you can. It can be done. It's going to be actually easier. Debates. They're already debating on banning the AfD and other possible sanctions against the party or individuals. Notwithstanding, Semizoglu believes that democracy in Germany is strong enough to defend itself against its enemies. So who are the enemies? The parties, the people? The parties are formed by people, by citizens. So they are the enemies of the Constitution? Is there anything in the Constitution that defends them too? The right to have their own opinions and or views? It's an encouraging moment to see so many people taking the streets against racism. It was not against racism. And the 81,700,000 that they did not go and protest, they are supporting that by elimination. Right? If you're not with us, you're against us. That's how it goes. Not here. Man, these are so easy. Again, the enemies of the Constitution. I'm telling you, a Constitution can legally be changed. How? Through vote. 2/3 of the vote by the elected officials. But if you don't allow the party to get that big in order to get together 2/3 of the votes, you will never change the Constitution. Therefore, don't allow any party to be able to create an opposition so big that they can gain 2/3 of the votes. That's what they're trying. So that's why they say we're too strong. We're not going to let these guys grow that big that they can change legally the Constitution. So if someone says, you know what, I want to change the Constitution legally, there's nothing illegal about it. It can be done. It's written over there. You can do it. Even in Germany, 2/3 of the parliament, Bundestag, if it votes to change the Constitution, maybe there are some little other details, but there are details. Can be done legally. What are you talking about? What do you mean is an enemy of the Constitution? Yeah, let's say I don't like the Constitution, I'm going to change it legally. Nothing wrong with that. Gain enough popularity, run for office, send your message, get a support, get a party, get a majority, and change it. That's how democracy works. Nah, not here. We're not going to let you grow. How? We're going to label you somehow. Remember, 300,000 people is not 81,700,000 people who stayed home and said, we don't participate with those guys. We actually support AfD. That's how they would talk if it would be in reverse. So yeah, they will ban it. They're at the last point. It's like a 23rd hour of the day, ready to ban it. And they are finding route justification. They just, how do you call it? They just try to create the Pavlovian, how do you call it, man? I always have a Pavlovian, Jesus Christ, like a, I know it's in Romanian, I don't know in English. Man, I had to look online, Jesus Christ. Pavlovian conditioning, Jesus Christ. That's what they do. They condition people. AfD, Nazi. AfD, bad. AfD, banned. How can we ban them? By this, by that, by this, by that. And they bombard them with this. They're just preparing the massage. You know how they, when they inject you with something, with a, how do you call that? The booster. They massage a little bit, they relax your muscles so you don't get tense. Up, 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 up. That's what they do right now. Before they okay, get you ready. Or you have a steak. Before you put the steak over there, you marinate the steak, you put all kind of pepper, seasoning, get it ready, pam, 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 pam. That's what's going on. And then on the steak, burning. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.